At this point in my life, I've actually mastered the art of being able to be by myself or being with myself. And a lot of people actually find it weird that I'm able to do things by myself and people think I'm a loner. I'm not. I just really enjoy my own company. And I really think it's important that everybody gets to enjoy their own company because you are going to be with yourself the rest of your life till you die. And you're the only person guaranteed to be with yourself until you die. So why don't you want to be with yourself? I personally find that weird, but Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've not been consistent, like literally not. But if you're new here, hi, my name is Golda, aka Gold with an A, and all of over and over here, I'm a jack of all trades and I master all of them, every single one of them. But just in case, if you're interested in travel, fashion, becoming the best version of yourself, finances, and just girlhood, then you're in the right place because that's what we do over here. Okay, so if you like to stick around, make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, whatever the case, the 9 yards, yeah? So let's get right into this conversation. Now, when it comes to doing things by myself, I've done everything under the sun by myself. I've been to a club by myself. I've been out drinking by myself. I've gone to a restaurant by myself. I've gone to concerts by myself. I've solo traveled. Like, I've literally done almost everything you can think of on my own. And people look at me as a weirdo. People think that, no, I don't have friends. I do. People look at me and they're like, how do you do that? How do you do that? I enjoy my own company. I honestly don't know if it is from being or growing up like an only child in one way or the other. Even though I grew up with my cousins, I'm not really going to consider myself like an only child, as in I had nobody around me. I had siblings around me, I had cousins around me, and so on and so forth. But there's just this only child instinct that I have. I don't know what it is, but it has really pushed me or somehow made me to really enjoy being by myself for the most part. That's not to say I don't enjoy being with my friends. That's not to say I don't enjoy going anywhere with people or having a partner. I'm just like, I really like myself plenty, plenty, plenty. And I really think that everybody should actually have this for themselves. I really think it's so important to be able to be with yourself or be by yourself. I personally think it's a superpower. And I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I think it is so important to love to be with yourself, to enjoy your own company, yeah? Because it's very important. Now, the first and the best reason why I love enjoying my own company, I love enjoying my own company or I love being able to do things by myself is the fact that I don't miss out on anything. I don't miss out on anything in the world. If I invite somebody somewhere and they're not able to come, I'm going to go by myself because what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm going to give you guys an example. Last year, I went for my first ever concert, which was John Legend's concert. And originally, I wanted to go with my friends. So, like, I texted my friends that, oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. I sent the flyer to multiple of my friends, and they were like, yeah, I don't have money. I cannot come. Da, 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 da. Like, they were all excuses in the world, and they were valid. They were really, really valid. However, I was like, I really want to go to concerts this year, and this is my first opportunity. And I love John Legend. Like, what do you mean I'm going to miss out on this because people don't want to come with me? Hell no. I went by myself. And when I tell you that I had the best time of my life, I really enjoyed myself so much. Mind you, the concert was not like he's not really play songs or an album that I knew very well. He played like an old album. I was not very versed with the songs. I knew some songs here and but I still got to have a time of my life. I enjoyed myself. I sang my heart out to the songs I knew how to sing. If I did not know how to sing it, I just went with the vibe, went with the flow, and I had so much fun. And I was just like, had it been that I was waiting for people to go anywhere, last year I would have never attended my first ever concert or the second one that I attended by myself, which was Imagine Dragons, which I absolutely love. Oh my god, they're like my favorite band. Mind you, they're my favorite band. And I was just like, what do you mean by I'm going to miss out on this? Hell no. I was not going to miss out on that. So I went to this concert by myself and I really had fun. I did not miss out on any of those things because I was waiting for people. When you have that confidence or that ability to be with yourself, to know that you have autonomy to do so many things. You can opt and do, you can opt and go. You don't have to wait for people to enjoy yourself. You don't have to wait for people to live your life. You live your life by yourself because you have you. Do you get? So I honestly think that it's very important for people to actually have you. Yeah. Now, the second reason why I'm going to encourage everybody to actually learn to be with themselves is it builds you mad confidence. Like, when I tell you that I'm able to walk into any room and just be like, I'm going to make friends with this person, or I'm going to talk to this person. If the person doesn't want to be my friend at the end of the night, I don't really care. I'm just going to talk to you. And whatever comes out of it, it comes out of it. Even if you don't get to respond the way I expected you to respond, I'm like, okay, I'm never going to see you again. So what's my own inside? Like, do you get what I mean? And I really experienced this last year when I went to Budapest. So I found this flight, like a 30 euros flight to fly into Budapest and come back the same day. Random Wednesday. There was no time to tell anybody that you want to come, do you not want to come? I do not really care. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make it a day for myself, with myself, by myself, right? So I booked the flight, flew out of Berlin on Wednesday morning. I don't remember the day exactly, but it was a Wednesday morning. And I landed in Budapest. And I really I just felt like I was a new person. Do you get what I mean? So, okay, I went to this New York cafe, for example. It's a very popular cafe on TikTok. A lot of people go there, and there's a lot of content creators. People go there and take pictures. People have like there's a photo shoot spot where there's a line where people stand and take pictures and so on and so forth, right? And I did not really feel the necessity. I did not really want to like take out my tripod, put it there, take pictures and so on and so forth. So I walked up to somebody. I was like, uh. I walked up to a girl and I was like, "Excuse me, please, can you take me pictures and videos?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." And she took me pictures and videos, and I was like, "Yeah, it's not really, really. It can you do it like this, like that, and that, and that?" And she did it, and I was not scared to actually ask her for that because I was like, "When are you going to see me again? Oh, where?" So it gives that confidence to actually be a different person. And I also made it a point that whenever I got into an Uber or a Bolt, because I took Bolts the whole of that day, I just don't like trying to figure public transport in new places. So I'm just like, Bolt, Uber, that's what I'm gonna be taking, right? So when I got into the Uber, usually when I take an Uber or a taxi, I sit at the back. But this time around, I just sat at the front because I really wanted to have this conversation with the driver. Like, where you from? What's your favorite thing about Budapest? Are you really from here? Are there other parts of Hungary that are actually beautiful? Like, I was just a different person. And I was so happy. Like, I was so happy to be there. And I really enjoyed it. So being in that situation where I was by myself, I was forced to go out of my comfort zone to talk to people that I don't know, to just be a different person, right? And it gives you that type of unbeatable or undoubtable confidence in yourself. I'm not saying that I'm the most confident person ever or that has ever existed or anything. Like, God knows I still have bad days, but I have the potential, or I have the capacity to be able to go out of my comfort zone to do certain things that most people will not be able to do because, well, they're always in that comfortable place, you get. But being by myself or being able to find myself in that situation gave me the confidence to be able to ask or outsource certain things and actually make new friends. Actually, did I make friends on that trip? No, I did not really make friends anyway. But I was just there for a day, so it's not that much of a big deal, do you get? But like, it gave me the confidence to be able to talk to people regardless of what comes. So being by yourself or finding yourself in situations alone will push you into a position to become a different person, to become a more outgoing person. Because most of the time, if you need help or you need something, you have to ask another person, which is uncomfortable, but it is very, very necessary. I'm going to call that character development, but hey. Now, the third thing is you get to know yourself and you get to know exactly what you like and what you don't like. I've never really found myself in a situation where I'm in a friend group where the friend group likes certain things, but I know people who have been in those situations where they're in a friend group and they like what the friend group likes. So they're a fraction of the identity of the friend group, which is usually somebody's identity. Most Usually the most dominant person in the friend group. This also goes same for like couples or relationships, that some people who don't even know what they like truly. They know what their partners like, and just because their partners like it by proxy, they also like it just like that. But they're not even sure whether they like it for real, or if they don't like it for real, because I've never really been apart from that partner or that friend group or even their parents. So I really feel like being able to be with yourself, face yourself, you're able to see that you're able to assess if you really like things for real, or you just like things because other people are actually liking the things. If the thoughts that you're having are your thoughts or the other people's thoughts, if the opinions you're having are your opinions or the other people's opinions, like, being with yourself is going to make you to sit and think. It will force you to think about what you like, what you really don't like, what you agree with, what you really don't agree with, what your beliefs are, what your values are, and you get to know yourself better. And I personally just find it strange change that you are the most valuable person in your life. You're the most important person in your life. You're the only person that's going to last the longest in your own life. But you're so scared to sit with yourself, to actually face yourself, to talk to yourself, to actually know who you are. Or you're going through the world, breathing through the world without necessarily knowing who you are. Personally, I find it strange. Me, I find it strange and I find it really, really scary. And that's why I'm going to preach it to and blue in the face that people actually need to sit and face themselves and actually assess if the thoughts that they have, if the ideologies that they have, if the personalities that they have is actually that, or it is borrowed or, forced on them in any way, shape, or form. Now, the third thing is you actually get to choose who stays in your life and who leaves. I know a lot of people who keep people in their lives out of necessity. Oh, if I let this person go, I'm not going to have any friends anymore, or I'm not going to have a partner anymore, or whatever the case may be. You have people who are actually keeping their keeping other people in their lives out of necessity. And I think that that's just a very bad and very vulnerable position to find yourself in. And a lot of people find themselves in positions like that, especially when it comes to relationships or like friendships and stuff like that. I'm going to really hone in on relationships more than friendships because it's more common and it's more rampant and it's more visible because people are so afraid of being with themselves that they rather be with people who don't serve them, who are abusive to them, or who are hurtful to that person, but than to actually be with themselves. And honestly, personally, I find it strange. That's just me. You get like I can understand it to a certain extent, but it doesn't really make for an excuse. You get what I mean? So that's why I really, really, really enjoy being with myself because I know that whatever the case may be, if anybody is staying in my life, the person is staying in my life because I want them to be in my life and they're bringing or they're adding value to my life. In as much as people are going to be like, yeah, you don't have to be a materialistic friend. Friendship is not friendship is not 50-50 or relationship is not 50-50. At the end of the day, relationships are give and take. If you find yourself giving and you're not receiving anything, or if people are pouring dirty water or sand in your gari, my dear, what do you want? Like, what do you really want from these people? I honestly feel like you should actually let them go. And I'm somebody who finds it easy to let people go. I'm talking about friendship, families, relationship. I'll not say that I just cut people off like that. Like, I get to think about it, I get to process it, but at the end of the day, if it's harming me, if it's not serving me at any point in time, I'm going to actually just let it go. And I'm talking about friendship, family, relationship, whatever the case may be. Does it hurt? Yes, it does hurt a lot. But I'm just like, I need to choose me. I need to choose myself. I cannot be choosing you over me. There's no way. There's no way. It sounds selfish. It sounds barbaric. It sounds whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you're the only person who has you till the end of your life. And you cannot be putting somebody else as a priority over you. There's just no way or just no reason. And that's just my point of view. But so being able to be with myself, being able to know that I have me, I am going at the end of the day, I'm the only person who has me. It gives me permission or it gives me room to be able to assess people who are in my life and actually really cherish them. And know that okay, I'm having this person in my life because I actually genuinely love this person. I'm not keeping this person out of necessity or out of pity or out of I don't know what story, history, whatever the case may be. I'm not doing that. And I feel like as an African, this really goes so deep or so far into like our African culture because we always prioritize that family, is my mom, is my dad, is my uncle, is my this, is my dad. And I am so much for giving room for improvement. I'm so much for giving room for encouragement. I'm so much for nuance. I'm so much for context. But at the end of the day, if they don't want to follow suit, if they don't want to fall in line, personally, I'm like, you have to go. You have to go. There's no amount of blood ties or relations that's going to make me to stay in a particular relationship just because no. I'll go you're going to go. You're going to go because I need to protect me. I need to have me at the end of the day. And as selfish as that sounds, it is very, very necessary, very normal in my personal opinion, and it's very, very important. So being able to build myself actually permits me to appreciate and choose who stays in my life and who does not stay in my life. And that I honestly feel like that is so, so, so important. And last but not the least, it gives you time to self introspect. I was recently speaking to a friend, and at first I was telling him that I feel like a lot of people know what they're doing and so on and so forth. And he told me that I'm going to be so shocked at how many people don't self introspect. And upon thinking about it, I realized that, oh, he's right. Like, a lot of people don't actually question their actions or question what they did, which is why you see people do things and you're like, but are you okay? Is everything okay at home? Because people don't actually sit with their actions long enough to actually look at it from a different lens or look at it from a different perspective or even look at it from an outside perspective or a perspective of somebody who was on the receiving end of that act. And that's why you find people, especially people who enter or leave relationships, like they don't want to sit with themselves to actually make sure that whatever mistakes they did in the past relationship or in the past friendship or in the past, I don't know what, job, doesn't repeat itself again. Like they don't sit with themselves to actually to become better version of themselves. Like I honestly feel like if you are unable to face yourself, you're unable to sit with yourself and talk with yourself and analyze your past self, you're never going to become a better version of yourself because you don't know what you used to be and you don't know how good it can get or how better you can be. And honestly, I feel like sitting with yourself is the most difficult thing ever. Like that's why you have a lot of people who victim blame, who point fingers at others, and they never take accountability. Like there's a huge lack of accountability in the world today or in people today because people are always ready to point fingers and not ready to say, okay, I messed up here, I could do better. And I feel like if you're able to see yourself, right, long enough to actually do all of those things, to do the inner work, to be able to sit with yourself, to talk to yourself, to actually analyze every single thing that you did and how you can do it better, honestly, the world would be a better place. You see, Michael Jackson was not wrong. Look in the mirror, man in the mirror, talk to the man in the mirror. If you start talking to the man or the woman in the mirror, you're definitely off to a good start. So those are the five reasons that I'm just like, I really feel like everybody needs to learn to be on their own, learn to be with themselves, learn to be alone. And me, I do my platform for mostly women. Like I really want to talk to the girls and I'm just like, women are more prone to be an identity of fragments of the environment and not necessarily by choice, but just by proxy. Do you get what I mean? And I just feel like we really need to sit down with ourselves and, and I'm not saying that you should go and break up with your friends, break up with your boyfriend, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't mean any of those things. I'm just saying that you should be able to separate yourself from those people every now and then just to sit with yourself. It starts with small things like go on a solo date. I'm not saying that you need to go dress super fancy dinner or whatever the case may be. Just go to a cafe by yourself, sit with yourself, and just eat. And you read a book. And when you're reading a book, just be thinking about it. Or even if you're not reading a book, you watch a movie and just try to create your own thoughts about it. Not a TikTok video review of the movie, not the thoughts of other people around you, but just form your own thoughts about the video or about the movie. Do you get what I mean? Like, take yourself to a cinema, you watch a movie, and you try to create an opinion of the movie. Like, just try to force yourself to think. If you do something to somebody or if you have a disagreement with somebody, being able to sit down and face yourself, start with what did I do wrong? What could I have done wrong? What could I have done better? Instead of saying that, what did this person do to me because you're in your feelings? No, start with yourself first. And just those small acts are going to push you to be able to face yourself more. Like, go to a cafe, for example, go on a solo date, for example, to a cafe, and then you read a book. While you're reading a book, you just push yourself to talk to a stranger for nothing. Have a conversation about what the weather, or just compliment a stranger. Just go out of your comfort zone to do something that you would not normally do if you're with your friends. Because when you're with your friends, you're focusing on your friends, you're not focusing on your surroundings. You're not looking at the strangers around you. You're not looking at the people who are around you. Do you get what I mean? But if you're on a date by yourself, you're already very attuned to your environment and you can actually pick up on certain things. You can actually decide to compliment somebody even though it's going to make you uncomfortable. You don't know how the person is going to receive it. You get what I mean? But like, just go on and compliment a stranger or start a conversation with a random person for nothing. Just for nothing. Even go to the extent of being extra uncomfortable by asking somebody to take your picture. I honestly feel like that's a very, very uncomfortable thing to do. And pushing yourself to do that is going to give you the confidence to do more things. I promise you, pushing yourself to be able to ask someone to be like, please, can you take me a picture? It's very awkward, very uncomfortable. And I promise you that the first time it's like you're going to puke. But guess what? It only gets better from there. So yeah, that's my full dissertation on being alone. And again, I'm not saying you should leave your partner, you should leave your friend group. I'm just saying that you should learn how to choose you, be with yourself, so that you can be able to assess why you're in situations where you are in life and become a better version of yourself. But that's my dissertation on being alone. Again, I'm a certified loner. I really do enjoy the company of other people, my friends, my family, and so on and so forth. But I'm going to choose me every single time. But yeah, that's all about the video for today. And I hope it was very, very helpful. It was insightful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment below. And I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Love you. Bye.